Today we are going to talk about Parasoft's new product, SOAtest Smart API Generator. This is the product first of its kind which uses artificial intelligence to convert manual UI tests into API test scenarios. Before we get into the demo of SOAtest Smart API Generator, we can first take a look at why do organizations still do manual testing. These are some of the obvious reasons. The first and the most important reason being testers don't require to have any technical skills, just the human observation is good enough to create manual test cases. When you do manual testing, it is done with an end goal of creating user-friendly and customer experience software. Another most important reason being organization can easily create automated test scripts using record and play options of HPUFT and Selenium IDE, but they are hard to fix and maintain as the application evolves. Manual testing is just fine, but it's just not enough. These are some disadvantages of manual testing. Manual testing cannot be executed until a full application is available. When a defect is discovered through manual testing, the application needs to be torn apart to fix the defect and reassemble before testing can continue. And it's often too late to find and fix a defect during manual testing phase. And it increases the business risk sprint by sprint. API testing can solve these problems, but it requires a specific skill set or coding abilities to create API tests and requires a high learning curve. Most API tests provide a place to create API tests, but often you have to create and code them by yourself. It's difficult to understand which APIs to test and how to group them together into meaningful test scenarios. SOAtest Smart API Generator unlocks these barriers of creating the meaningful API testing using your existing manual test. SOAtest Smart API Generator plugs right into the browser and uses artificial intelligence to capture the activities of your manual test and convert them into easily understandable API test scenarios so that you can build a comprehensive API testing strategy, and at the same time you can shift left and reduce the cost and risk to the business. Let's look at the demo of SOAtest Smart API Generator. Right? So I'm right now in my Best Buy website. I'm going to run a manual testing flow on the Best Buy website. Right? So I have the SOAtest Smart API Generator plugged right into my browser. All I'm going to do is just start the recording. Right? Now I'm looking for a Toshiba 55-inch TV. So I'm going to just search for the TV. Right? And then I'm going to add that to my cart. Right? And then I can continue to check out. Right? So this is how you can continue to perform your manual test scenario on a UI browser. So now I can stop the recording of the manual test. So as soon as the manual testing is created, you can see there is a pop-up that pops on the browser asking you to give a name for this test asset that we have just created. I'm going to give a name as Best Buy, right? And I'm going to hit create test asset. As soon as I hit create test asset, it is going to parse through the traffic that we have recorded during the manual test flow, and it has automatically created an API test scenario behind the scenes. So now I'm going to switch my screen to SOAtest. So this is my SOAtest UI, and under my test case explorer, you can see there is a folder that got created with users/admin, right? And if you expand, this is the TST file that we have just created using this SOAtest Smart API Generator.